I hear we have a little bit of an illegal immigration problem, but I'm still having a problem trying to figure out how America can be the most greediest, corrupt, and bigoted nation in the universe. Yet foreigners would risk their lives and even be packed in a warehouse just to be here.
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
Dude, this is kind of heartbreaking. It's also saddening to hear Americans downplay America. But those people don't understand what America is. America is more than the people who live here. It's more than our wealth and the opportunities that people are attracted to. It's those God-given rights. In particular, that one about the right to pursue happiness. People really dig that. No other country offers the hope in that like America does. And no matter how much the left wing tries to downplay America and tries to break her into being what the left wing thinks she should be, people don't want to come here for the left view of America. They come here for the right view. And the right view of America is the freedom that people enjoy without it being at the forced expense of others. Whereas the left view of America keeps eroding freedom till there's not much of it left. Unfortunately, many immigrants who come here illegally get pulled into the left-wing voter stock. They break our law to enter this country. So it's no surprise that they would align with a party that is against the supreme law of the land as it is. Democrats are not friendly to the Constitution. Never have been. But even though people enter our country illegally, they just want to be free to enjoy that God-given right to pursue happiness. But like the liberals in this country, they really don't understand what that means. And they end up supporting policies that get in the way of the very thing they wanted. The same kinds of policies that were in the way of what they wanted in the country they ran from. And these policies are always well-meaning. They're always done in the best interest of the people. And they more often end up hurting more people. And for some reason, some people think they can perfect the world with countless bad laws and policies. They think we can have some utopia where there's no borders and we're all welcome and we can all live in peace. An idea that's a leader in bloodshed. The people are looking for a leader who's gonna oversee this perfect world while they curse the idea of a new world order. But the people do long for peace. Even the most chaotic minds want peace or some sense of resolution. They have to carry out some nutso objective to experience some sort of peace of mind, and before they can enjoy it, their mind fabricates another reason to be dissatisfied. We long for a state of perfect peace, joy, prosperity, love, etc., which is what people want to achieve in America, but we can't. Know why? A large part is because people are selfish and lack respect for the law that keeps the balance of freedom. So they try to manipulate the law or write in a whole bunch of other laws that contradict the founding laws of our republic. I find myself being envious of heaven, because heaven is that state that we all want to get to. Even if you don't believe in God or heaven, we want to achieve that perfect state, which is impossible for mankind to do on our own. But America is a little bit like that heaven that people are dying to get to. And people do die trying to get to America. But heaven's got a pretty effective system of border control. The border you have to cross is mortality. Actually, the thing you have to cross and get over is yourself and recognize Jesus for who he said he is. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that, but bear with me. See, if you're gonna come into America, you gotta understand what America is and what its law is, or else the American experience is gonna suck. Just like if you're gonna enter into heaven, you need to understand what it is. And not only what the law is, but who the law is. For Christ is the only one who can actually say, I am the law. And if you don't accept that law, heaven's gonna suck for you, and you'll make heaven suck for others. That's why in order for you to enter heaven legally, you have to know the law. And not just what the law is, but who the law is. And to know who the law is to love who the law is. In order to enter heaven, you gotta know the language in heaven. It ain't gonna be about press 1 for heavenese or press the number 2 for whatever nation you came from on earth. Heaven is a place of clear communication. You can't sneak into heaven. You can't have anchor babies in heaven. You can't steal somebody's identity to get into heaven. Satan blew snot on his citizenship in heaven, and now whenever he wants to enter, he has to be escorted by the sons of God. They check him going in and out. But even as crafty and conniving and sneaky as the Satan is, he doesn't cross that border without them knowing about it, so you can't either. And that secured border helps to keep heaven a pretty cool place. See, America is continually losing sight of itself and going to hell in a handbasket because too many people who are born here don't realize how good they have it, and they don't understand that the laws of our republic are designed to protect us from others who want to be entitled and infringe on others' rights. And it was especially designed to protect us from those who would become elected officials and institute laws and policies that would impose on the people's rights. Elected officials that think they have a better idea of what America should be, and it ruins America. Lucifer thinks he has a better idea of what heaven should be, and his ideas are totally selfish. And his selfishness influenced a third of the angels, and there was a war. And the liberals of this country are emboldening immigrants to come here illegally, and doing things illegally is an act of selfishness. I could say it's an act of desperation on the part of illegal immigrants, and I understand. But there's no excuse, because the taxpayer is going to have to pay for more and more of them. And that illegal population is going to interfere with American citizens who need work. And then the taxpayer is going to be forced to accommodate them too. This is causing growing division in America that could turn into a war. See, the secularist likes to ridicule the God of the Bible because of things like not mixing wool and linen. I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but leprosy is mentioned in the Bible a few times. Wool is mold resistant. Linen, not so much. So mixing these fabrics was a bad idea because wool and linen don't wash the same. You'll beat up the wool trying to thoroughly clean the linen. And when you're in the desert and you're sweating and whatnot, mold is gonna grow in that linen, which can amount to a skin disease. Back then, they didn't have the dry cleaners, and they didn't have Maytag and Whirlpool or even bleach. This fabric principle also ties into mixing with other nations. This doesn't mean that the Bible rejects amalgamation of races. It rejects the blending of cultures that are apart from his law. So imagine America being like wool if it sticks to the founding laws of this republic that acknowledges our rights as God-given. If America were to do that, it would be mold resistant. But people want to come and enjoy America by bringing in other fabrics that are not respectful of our laws, and it leads to introducing a mold that eats away at the body of America like a skin disease. I'm Alfonso Rachel with ZoNation, and I think it's great that people want to live in America. But if you're entering illegally, then you're already stealing from us. Well, America already stole land from someone else. Well, if you think that the country that you left is morally superior, then you can turn your behind around and go right on back there. And if you live here and think that, then you're free to hand the keys to your house over to the descendants of whoever you think we stole their land from. And that's that. Press 1 for Heavenese.